Ben Stiller is opening up like never before about love, loss, and the lessons that come full circle. When Ben began making his new Apple TV documentary, Stiller and Mira, Nothing is Lost, it was meant to be a tribute to his legendary parents, comedy duo Jerry Stiller and Ann Mira. But along the way, it became something much more personal, a mirror into his own marriage and the power of second chances. Quote, "This started as a love letter to my parents," Ben shares, "but it turned into a kind of therapy. I wanted to honor them, but I didn't realize how much I'd end up working through my own feelings about love, about loss, about connection." In 2020, while filming the documentary, Ben and his wife, Christine Taylor, were separated. The couple, who share 2 children, quietly found their way back to each other during that time. And Ben admits, watching his parents' lifelong bond play out on screen helped him reflect on his own. Quote, "My parents were together for 62 years, he says. They went through everything: success, struggle, love, frustration, but they stayed in it. And I think making this film helped me see that more clearly. Their marriage wasn't perfect, but their commitment was real. That had a big impact on me." Ben's parents weren't just famous, they were pioneers. Jerry and Ann became household names in the 1960s and 70s, blending sharp comedy with raw honesty. On stage, they were electric. Off stage, they were still figuring it out. Quote, "Growing up, I'd hear laughter one moment and raised voices the next. I never knew if it was a fight or just rehearsal. That's how intertwined their art and their marriage were." The doc dives deep into that complexity, the beauty and the cost of a creative partnership. It's built from hundreds of hours of personal footage Jerry Stiller preserved over the decades. Home movies, tapes, handwritten letters. Quote, "My dad saved everything," Ben says with a smile. He documented their lives without even realizing he was creating this incredible archive. It almost felt like I had to make this film. It was a way to connect with them again. The project began just weeks after Jerry's passing in 2020, and 5 years after Ben had lost his mother, Ann. Grief, he admits, fueled the storytelling. Quote, "When you lose people you love, you don't know what to do with those feelings," he says quietly. "For me, this film became a way to hold on to them, to keep talking to them somehow." But Stiller and Mira, Nothing is Lost, isn't only about the past. It became a reflection of Ben's present and his evolving relationship with Christine. "When I started making the film, we weren't together," Ben says candidly. "But over time, as I explored my parents' story, I began to see how much their journey reflected my own. The challenges, the persistence, the love that keeps showing up even when things get hard. In a way, the film helped us bring us back together." Opening up about his marriage wasn't easy. Quote, "I've never made a movie this personal," he admits. "We had to agree as a family that this story was worth sharing. It wouldn't have been possible if we weren't all in a good place now, and I'm incredibly grateful for that." That honesty carries through the entire film, not just between husband and wife, but between father and son. In one particularly moving scene, Ben's son points out the similarities between Ben and Jerry, both as artists and as fathers. Quote, "I wasn't expecting that," Ben laughs. "In my head, I thought, this is great for the movie, but not so great for me." Still, it meant a lot that he felt comfortable saying it. That kind of openness, that's what a real relationship is about. It's a rare glimpse into a Hollywood family willing to show the messy parts, the fights, the misunderstandings, the love that survives it all. Quote, "Whether it's a marriage or a parent-child relationship, the key is acknowledging what didn't work, talking about it, and trying to do better. You can't hide from it. You move forward together." That philosophy echoes throughout Nothing is Lost, a title that perfectly captures its message. Quote, "The more I looked at my parents' lives, the more I saw that nothing really disappears. Love, mistakes, laughter, it all stays with you. You carry it forward." For Ben, growing up in a showbiz household came with both privilege and pressure. Quote, people used to say, oh, he's only getting opportunities because of his parents, he recalls. But the truth is, when your parents are creative people, you also see the other side. How hard it is. You see the sacrifices, the insecurity. It's not glamorous up close, but what it gives you is a model of passion. You see what it looks like to dedicate yourself to something, even when it's tough. He pauses, reflecting. That passion, that creative spark, that's something I got from my folks, and I see it now in my kids. It's something that lives on. Throughout the documentary, Ben revisits his parents' act, the famous sketches that blurred the line between performance and personal truth. Quote, their act was based on who they really were. My dad would mind their relationship for material. It was their way of making a living, but it was also their way of staying connected, even when it hurt. That's what makes their story so powerful. You can't always tell where the act ends and the marriage begins. That tension between love and laughter, public and private, is what gives Nothing Is Lost its heart. Quote, it's funny, it's painful, it's real. There were two people who built a life out of humor, and that humor saved them. And in a way, it saved me too. Now, years after reuniting with Christine, Ben says he's more aware of what truly matters. Quote, I know I haven't been the perfect parent or the perfect husband, he admits. But what matters is that we keep trying, keep communicating. The movie reminded me of that love is work, but it's the best kind of work. Looking back, Ben says Nothing Is Lost isn't just about his parents or even about his marriage. It's about connection across generations and across time. It's about understanding where you come from, because if you can understand that, maybe you can understand where you're going.